as I stand here, we had to actually, put you in that chair, that throne, and from this, the reading itself, I just love the laugh, I love the character, I love everything that you brought forth, and they said, Terrell, we need you to do this here, I'm like, come on, I want to be behind the cameras and everything, but help us understand why is it that you first and foremost delved into the game of, therapy. How about that?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you. I don't know how much you're gonna have to get out about this.
No, listen, we're great at this.
But this is truly therapy for me. As a matter of fact, there's a book that I've been writing since 1998. Now, understand, my first book came out in 1999. I've been writing since 1998 called Timing the Moon, which will never, ever come out. Because if it does, I will go to prison. You see, because in this book, there's a woman named Carolyn Jones who lives in New York, is a journalist, and is divorced. Her ex-husband lives in Alabama, and the ex-husband married his next-door neighbor, my next-door neighbor, and their relationship goes sour, so the two women start talking about different ways to kill this guy.
So this is the book?
This is the book.
Okay.
This is the book. Okay. Now, I happen to have a husband, and I'm from New York, and I was a journalist, and I lived not in Alabama but in Mississippi.
Oh my!
And I was divorced from a husband who then married my next door neighbor, and they started having problems. She started calling me, and we started talking about different ways to kill him. Okay, so now in the book, the first time I killed him, he was hit by a car.
Now this book is 1998.
This is 1998. The next time I killed him, he was dragged 3 miles after being hit by the car. One night he called me at 3 o'clock in the morning, telling me some BS about he wanted custody of my 17-year-old daughter, okay, and that he was going to sue me and blah blah blah. I said, all right, Kenny, no problem, whatever. I went downstairs, I turned on my computer. I had him in a chair, his hands tied behind his back, and I was painting his face with acid.
Now, we ain't gonna give him too much, right? We ain't gonna give him too much.
This book is not coming out, and that's what I'm saying. This is therapy.
Right.
Because I'm doing it in the book, I'm not doing it in real life.
I love it.
So I can't ever finish this book, because if so, I have to go kill Kenneth Charles Miller.
Therapy, but and see, I paused. See, Karen, what I did was I paused, right? Because, of course, we understand that it's clearly a book that hasn't been placed out to the world.
Right.
But verbally, she's given the world something just to feed off into. But the fact that it was therapeutic.
Yes.
It was therapeutic.
And Sandoll was also therapeutic. Sandoll is about a woman from Harlem.
Okay.
Who, drops out of school in the 8th grade and gets involved in the streets, turns her life around, and then finds herself caught between two worlds. And that's me.
Okay.
I dropped out of school at 13, born and raised in Harlem, ran the streets really well. I had a very, very good time, but then realized I had to turn my life around.
Right.
And so here I am, a reporter at one of the top 10 newspapers in the country, the Philadelphia Inquirer.
Love it.
But I'm still bar hopping over at, Juicy Spot on 138th Street and 7th Avenue.
Oh my.
And I felt like I was in two worlds, and I needed to figure out a way to kind of, make that come together for me, and couldn't figure out a way. I started writing this book, and that's when I realized exactly what the problem was. And writing the book really
differentiate people that are writing, often shall I say, that are writing for fad. Or individuals that are writing because it's clearly from the heart.
Right.
So I need for someone of your status to clearly understand that and let the world know that, it has definitely been therapeutic. And the key word is therapeutic.
It really is. It's really been therapeutic. And the wonderful thing is, my therapy has changed my life in so many ways. It's helped me mentally, but it's also helped me financially. It's helped me as a parent, as a mother, and so writing, I have so much respect for writing, and I do take objection to the people, the so-called writers, who simply can in order to get money. When someone tells me that they write, but they don't read books, I'm horrified. I'm horrified. You know, because it's like, do you have no respect for your craft? Because this is a God-given talent. You know, whether we use it or not, it's a God-given talent. I feel like I tripped over my talent. I didn't grow up wanting to be a writer. It happened. And I feel so lucky, and I thank God every day that I found this talent, and for people to just abuse it. You know, the people who don't care about,
Continue on.
Okay. To me, nobody has mastered the art of writing. You know, for those people, those nuts, those lunatics who say that they write so well they don't even need an editor. Well, then I ask Ralph Ellison and F. Scott Fitzgerald, the way they wrote masterfully, would never have presumed to present something to the public without it first.
Where we stand right now, I know that we just did a reading. I mean, you did your reading, but you spoke about classes that you've been providing, actually. Can you give us a little bit about that?
Of course. I've been doing workshops and seminars on publishing and self-publishing and writing since 2003.
Okay.
And you know, Terrell, it really bothers me when I see people giving publishing and self-publishing seminars, and they self-published, and they sold 500 copies of their book. Well, that's good that they sold 500 copies, but they probably should be taking more workshops rather than giving.
Right,
you know, and I don't try to knock anybody, but I hate when people try to take advantage of aspiring writers.
Right.
Because we are the most vulnerable group. Because our writing is like our children.
Of course.
So I've been giving publishing and self-publishing workshops in Philadelphia since 2003.
Okay.
I also do writing workshops. And when I say writing, I don't, you know, I've stopped going to panels, writing panels, and being on their panels. Because what I see is a 2-hour panel with 5 people on the panel, 100 people in the audience, and the 5 people each get 10 minutes to say something. The audience may get 10 questions. Now they may leave feeling extremely motivated, but they still don't know shit.
Right.
You know, and what I want.
No, don't worry about that. This is right straight to it. This is what book bandits do. We just, oh man.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Okay. But what I'm trying to do with my workshops and my seminars, first of all, they're 6 hours long. They're only $95. I know it's like way underpriced. And because of that, it kind of hurts my feelings. People think they're not as good as others. But yeah, I can charge $345 like the other people, but I'm trying not to do that.
Right.
And you get lunch, and a hot lunch, which I cook, you know. But the thing is,
I think I may get involved. That lunch, you just drove me right there with that lunch right there. Oh my.
You just order, but by the time they leave, I limit attendance to 20 people.
Okay.
So that everybody's questions can be taken. And it's not a question and answer period. It's not, you know, I talk and then this is interactive. And when, for instance, with the publishing workshop, we go from, or self-publishing, we go to how to get an ISBN, how to format your manuscript, how to get a barcode, talking about, I teach how to typeset. If you can actually believe that. That's something that costs $700 if you have to pay somebody to do it. I teach them how to typeset and give them writing, you know, materials, handouts to take home for them to remember. I talk about copyright. I give them lists of literary agents.
So how long is this? Is it a one day?
It's one day, but it's 6 hours, and it usually goes over because it's so, you know, because if someone, my goal is that when you leave this workshop, you know what to do. You can go publish your book. My writing workshop, I'm having one on Sunday, January 29th in Philadelphia, over at the Black and Nobel Bookstore. Okay, all right. In my book, in my writing workshop, we talk about getting started, how to find story ideas. Okay, we talk about overcoming writer's block. But we also talk about showing versus telling. Okay, and that's, if you don't mind me giving an example.
No, give an example, because we're gonna bleed off into, you know, everything else. But I need you to paint a picture.
And that's what showing versus telling is. That's, you hit it right on the nail.
This is what I do, Karen. Come on now. The smile, just throw my equilibrium off. I love it. Talk to me.
Okay. let's say, he is sad. Nothing wrong with that sentence. Grammatically correct.
So you said that one more again. He is sad?
He is sad.
Okay, example.
Okay, that is totally correct, grammatically correct. That is a telling sentence. Now, instead of saying he is sad, a showing would be he sat there, tears brimming in his eyes. He turned away so nobody could see the tears fall. Now, does that say that he's sad? That second one? Which one did you feel?
I felt that second one. It gave me something. It gave me something.
But I never said he was sad.
Right, right.
But you knew it, right?
Right.
Okay, I'm going to give you a better example. He was angry and wanted to hit her, but changed his mind.
Right.
Boom. Nothing wrong with that, grammatically correct. That's telling. Now let's show ourselves. Let's show showing.
Yeah.
Okay.
A bit more descriptive.
A lot more. Here we go. He looked at her. His eyes squinted and his nostrils flared, and his fingers slowly furled up into a fist. He took 2 steps toward her, then suddenly stopped and took a deep breath. He gave her one more glare, let out a groan, then turned around and walked away.
I had to walk away on that one right there. I felt that one.
Did he?
Physical
Now,
right there.
okay.
That was
Now you
physical
saw
right there.
him being mad and wanting to hit her,
Right.
going toward her to hit her, changing his mind, and I never said that's what he did.
Right.
I showed you, and that's very important in writing, and that's one of the techniques that we go through in the writing workshop. We also go through story structure, which is extremely important. You know, introduction, complication, confrontation, climax, and resolution. And if you have, you know that if you have, though, I show in the workshop, where if you have those 5 things, you can actually write a story in 5 sentences. If the first one is introduction, the second, if you had 5 people here, I would show you real quick.
But you know what? Karen? You know what? We ain't gonna give him too much. We're gonna give him a tidbit, right? And fast forward. You know I'm good with pressing that fast forward button. But you know what?
What's that?
It's check out the technique though. I let you give him something. You know what I mean? We throw it out there, let them feed off of that, and then we continue on.
I love it.
Now when our book club, right, they officially called you, stated that they needed a foreword, right? What was the feeling from that? Because these are some powerful sisters, you know, and what they doing is very creative in a sense, you know? What was your response? Like immediately, like
I was floored. I'm going to tell you, I was floored that they even considered me.
right.
Because I've had 12 health issues. I had a brain tumor, and subsequent brain surgery. Then I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
Still here, sis. She's
I'm
still
still
here.
here, but I have been on hiatus. I haven't had a book out since 2008.
Right.
You know. So, you know, you always wonder, will the readers remember me? You know?
Of course.
And so, you know, I've been on Facebook and Twitter and like, wow, they want me. And when ARC, I call them ARC instead of ARC, when ARC approached me, I was just floored. I don't even know, you know, how else to say it. There was so many authors that would have jumped at the chance and they approached me. And I have a serious soft spot in my heart for them because I remember when they first started.
Of course.
And they came to Philadelphia, and they came to, you know, my book lunch parties, and, you know, English ruler, and Sister T, and these strange names, and these beautiful women, and I was like, yeah, I was so happy to do the forward. This is the first literary cookbook in existence, as far as I know.
Right.
You know, so I was floored by being asked, I was floored by the concept, and I'm tremendously happy that it turned out as well.